Good afternoon. For those who don't know me, my name is Krysten Wyllie, and today I would like to take the opportunity to present to you my project plan on how Fossil Group can improve its customer service through the development of an app. We don't have much time, however, I will do my best to cover the fundamentals, and if you have any questions, I do ask that you hold these until the end. I'll start by providing a quick overview of Fossil Group. Fossil Group is a multinational, multi-category company that sells various fashion, smartwatches, leather goods, and jewellery. It has multiple brand partners such as Michael Kors and Kate Spade. As part of Fossil Group's growth, the brand intends to deliver greater innovation and digital capabilities, expand to the Chinese and Indian markets, as well as streamline its operations, including the customer journey. The project aims to provide a more streamlined returns and customer support process for click and collect customers by developing an app that makes it easy for customers to arrange their returns. This will improve the overall customer experience, making shopping with Fossil Group more enjoyable. Fossil Group's competitor Apple already provides this service to its click and collect customers, so Fossil, in introducing this option, creates a greater competitive advantage. As an example, some of the key objectives are as follows. Improving the order management system to provide click and collect customers with the option of either returning their goods in person at one of the Fossil Group stores or online. Improve click and collect return process for customers, resulting in project budget savings of 10%, less than what was allocated. Most competitors who offer click and collect orders also offer customers the option of full returns in store. For Fossil Group to gain a greater competitive advantage, it must look at ways to provide this same service to customers. Click and collect orders tend to drive incremental sales in store by 75%, as most customers, once in store, purchase an additional item, therefore making click and collect orders profitable for Fossil Group. After reviewing one of Fossil Group's key competitors, Apple, the retailer offers a streamlined returns process for click and collect customers with the option of an in-store returns with 14 days of purchasing. As part of the consideration for changes in Fossil Group's return process, the click and collect customers, it could offer a 21 or 30-day in-store returns process, creating a greater competitive advantage. So what is in scope? The development of an app for Fossil Group's click and collect customers includes all required data and interfaces to provide customers with the option to return the items in store. This will include user profile functionality, so customers can log into their personal profiles, links to print a return label, and functional applications and comprehensive data on services options to the customer. As part of the project scope, it will consider the various stages required in the system development lifecycle. During the requirement analysis phase, the project will consider security requirements, determine forms, reports, and queries, evaluate current systems, and create the data model. During the component design phase, the project will determine hardware specifications and program specifications, design the app database and design procedures, and create job definitions. So what is not in scope? It will not include linkages to Fossil Group's main website. The app will not have the functionality to send an SMS confirmation text when booking an in-store return appointment. The system maintenance phase as well won't be in scope of this project. These can all be things to consider post the project. So project uncertainties. System updates, so the unknown as to whether system updates will occur during the time allocated for the project delivery. Staffing challenges, the unknown as to whether resourcing or staffing changes will occur during that time. Project changes, unfortunately the project team cannot predict the future, making project planning challenging. The key here is to focus on what the project team knows, as there will always be an element of the unknown as the team progresses through the project stages. Project risk, stretched resources, high cost, project performance risk, time allocation, and software challenges probably are the main key risk associated with this project. The chosen project management approach is traditional, which is also known as waterfall. The traditional project management approach is predictive and regimented. This approach is very detailed in its analysis and planning, methodical, and typically managed in phases. This approach was chosen as it encourages the project to prioritize upfront planning with well-defined requirements before the project commences. In the initial requirement stage, technical documentation needs to be meticulously defined. This is a positive for the project as developers will be very clear on the project scope and requirements. The other benefit of this approach is that it encourages early intervention as errors are typically identified during the analysis and design stages, making it easy for the development team to avoid implementing faulty coding. This approach is simple, easy to follow, and ensures one phase is completed before the next is started, making it easy for the project team to manage. The other benefit is that typically testing scenarios are drawn into the functional specifications, making testing more accessible. Before programming commences, alternative solutions can then be planned for should they need to be. Given that the project management approach is traditional, the project will include the following 5 stages. Project conception and initiation will determine project feasibility and stakeholders involved. So, for example, fossil group, customers, developers, etc. And an IT project requirement gathering will need to be conducted. This will assist in determining the best database and interface to host the app. Based on the results, we'll determine whether the project can be substantiated. Project definition and planning. This includes the project scope, as mentioned above, budget, work breakdown schedule, which will be the deliverable timeframes or product breakdown structure, and the development of a communication plan, both internally and externally, and an in-depth consideration of risk and a plan to manage these. The project launch and execution includes coordinating resources. So, for example, admin support, IT engineers, etc. It will include project tracking, KPIs, quality, and forecast. At this stage, whether the project can be delivered will be clear. Project performance and control include the project objectives, deliverables, cost tracking, and performance. This will be performed through performance data, for example, checking customer usage, seeking customer feedback, reviewing budget spending, reviewing and measuring project success through a review of a project objectives. So the project close, which will relieve resources, reward and recognise them for their contributions and efforts with the project delivery. This will be in the way of a celebration morning tea. So the technology solution. There are many tasks to consider when integrating an app. These vary from the design stage of the interface to deploying code-based to desired environments and determining data and storage requirements to ensure all mobile data sets are appropriately stored. Fossil Group uses Salesforce as its customer relation management system, so their CRM system. Salesforce is a cloud-based system that can connect application platforms and infrastructure together. Given that Fossil Group currently uses Salesforce, looking at apps that integrate easily would make sense. Salesforce has many apps available that help companies with their sales, marketing, and customer support. To narrow this search, you can see a list of the most popular apps currently being used, which were evaluated and considered. Given that this project is classed as medium-large in size and somewhat complex, the following apps were evaluated based on their ability to integrate with Salesforce. Based on the project scope and requirements, option 2 and 3 and 4 would not be suitable because the apps are more designed for capturing customer feedback and surveys. And for option 1 and 5 offers more customer support features and the functions of sales tool. However, Service Cloud Lightning is an app designed solely to provide customer service support The features and benefits listed below provide Fossil Group with everything it needs to support its customers better. One of the key features that will benefit Fossil is its assets and order management function, giving customers greater ability to track their orders, obtain support for faulty or unwanted items, and provide the customer's history within all-in-one view. The other benefit to this app is that it is directly supported and owned by Salesforce, which means less coding required and customization to make it work. The app also provides SMS functions, which is something that was considered out of scope for the project. Thank you very much for listening.